hello, and welcome back to Let's Get Lit. In today's episode, we're going to go over Chapter 12 of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I hope you guys are ready for more action and adventure in our story. Alright, and also please remember, the previous 11 videos are up for your viewing pleasure. So, remember to watch those first, that way you're up to date with all of your information. Alright, here we go. Alright guys, so in Chapter 12, it begins with him trying to fall asleep, but he just can't. He watches them for a period of time. Sorry, guys. So he watches them for a period of time, and he notices that the young man works outside, the young woman works inside, and that the old man is blind. He also notices that in several moments, they're very unhappy, which he doesn't understand, because to him, they have a house, they have food, they have shelter. What could they possibly be unhappy about? However, ironically, this makes him happy to see them unhappy, not because of misfortune, but because the creature realizes that if they're unhappy and they have all this stuff, that maybe he's not so wretched after all. Maybe he can be saved. And so he also notices that they're very poor. There are certain nights, or some nights, when they're making their food, that the young man and woman sacrifice their food for the old man. And since the old man is blind, he can't see what they're doing. So, he learns that the family is poor because one night he's watching the young man and young woman eat, and they basically forfeit their food to give it to the older man. And so, previously, the creature had thought about taking food from them, like some bread and some cheese, but he decides not to. He decides to go to the forest and gets berries for himself. He also picks up the young man's tools, and he goes out at night and he starts chopping firewood, and he brings it back to them. And when the young man and young woman see this, they are over the moon excited. They're so happy to be getting help from nowhere, it seems like. So over the next course of few months, throughout the winter, he starts learning some words. He learns basic words, like cheese and bread and milk, and he also learns the names of his neighbors, quote-unquote. So the old man is referred to as father. The young man is Felix, son and brother. The young woman is Agatha, sister and daughter. And so he starts to learn these words as what they're calling him, or what they go by. He also learns like happy, upset, grateful, dearest, words like this as well. And so over the winter, he pretty much watches them, and he forms this routine. So at night, he gets up and he goes out and he chops the firewood. In the morning, he clears their path of the snow. During the day, he pretty much sleeps and rests. And at night, he goes to his little window and he watches them. So he watches them eat and dance. And he also notes that on snowy days or during snowy nights, the son will read to the father. And he notices, just what this encompasses. And sometimes the old man sings songs to the young man and to the young woman. And he notices their fellowship. In the springtime, he really wants to meet them. However, he decides that he probably should learn more of the language first, because in his mind, he thought that if he knew the language and could communicate with them, maybe they would look past his appearance and they would be able to actually accept him for who he is, and they might be able to help him out. He also notes how beautiful these people are, just the way they act and the way they look, and it makes him really sad because it makes him realize just how ugly he is and just how much, I guess, of a disgrace you could say that he was and that he is to humanity. And so this is pretty much all of chapter 12 in the book of Frankenstein. So you pretty much see his habits and his routines that form, and he's starting to learn more and more throughout. So be prepared, because chapter 13 is coming up next. Again, guys, I hope you're enjoying this series. I hope that you please like, share, comment, subscribe, because we would really love more people to learn about these classics. Alright, well, have a great one, and as always, stay lit.